to all the loyal listeners. This is the second episode of the P&K podcast. For those, it's been a long time. It really has. We have a lot to catch up on. A lot of exciting things have been going on. And one of the first is obviously the NBA playoffs are going on. We're down to the conference finals between Miami and Indiana and San Antonio and Memphis in the West. Last night was a rather anticipated, exciting Game 3, but really turned out to be a total snoozer. But I'm going to throw it to you, Keion. What did you think of last night in Game 3 between the Heat and Pacers?
Well, I got two people in mind that I feel like were amazing, which is, of course, the tatted Birdman, and Udonis Haslem, scoring 17 points. And Birdman being perfect still for this whole series. This game scoring only 9 points, but also had the most rebounds with 9 as well. But as you would call it a snoozer, I actually wouldn't call it a complete snooze fest. So I'm going to have to press the alarm clock real quick and say that it was actually a good game for one quarter. And then Miami finally got Indiana, knew their game plan. They stopped Paul George and everything, but it could have been a great game if Indiana just did one thing and one thing only. Make your free throws. There is no reason why you should, one, out-rebound the Heat 45-36, having 18 offensive rebounds, meaning that you could have gotten 18 times 2, that's 36 points with second chance points, and you only make 30 free throws out of 44. So let me put 18 times 2, 36 plus 30, 44, that's 14 extra points, I believe. 36 plus 14 is 50. Looks like the invocation from the Indianapolis 500 was a complete sham and a complete waste. Whew. What do you think about this, Paul?
Yeah, if you're Indiana, you did part of your job. You stole one on the road. Now you go back to your place, and the basketball, the game itself. You want to control what you can control, and if you're missing gimmies from the charity stripe, it does not help your cause. But clearly, Miami understood that crowded. Indiana was going to be absurd. The Indy 500 just happened, so clearly emotions were at an all-time high. But I really thought that, Udonis, he'll probably have his number retired in the American Airlines Arena, the Miami, Florida Hall of Fame. But him giving the boost that he did, and he did it early enough, I really thought, in addition to everyone else showing up, that was a key setter. And from that, they were able to ride that. And I think that's one of the funniest thing about, the playoffs is that, different people can strike at different times. One game it'll be, Udonis. Another game it might be Mario Chalmers. Super Mario could step up. So you just never know. But I was watching last night, and we've heard many times, basketball is a game of runs, but it looked like times that the Pacers, I don't know if they were trying to sort out what they wanted to do, or they just didn't have it in them. I don't know. It looked like they looked a little gassed towards the end. Am I overstating that, Mr. Grissom?
Well, hearing from Steve Kerr, shout out to the TNT team, they always talked about the Pacers should run the ball. You had Paul George, DJ Augustine, Lance Stevenson holding the ball at the three-point, just dribbling. Oh, I'm going to wait until the final seconds of the shot clock. Shoot it up. Oh, is it going? No, it's not. That's not your game. Your game was pick and roll in game 2. as well as give it to the post. Make David West and Paul George driving in, and you had Roy Hibbert use the body, be physical against his team. Then then you come out in this game and you're thinking Paul George thinking that he's Superman out there. You can't be Superman only going 30% from the field, scoring only 3 for 10. One. Two, Lance Stevenson keeps forgetting that he's a rookie. 2 for 10, and you're trying to be the best out there. One, give the ball back up to George Hill, which is scoring 19 points, doing amazing, did exactly what he needed to do as a point guard, as well as the fact of, well, Paul George, Lance, Roy Hibbert should probably like shake your hand, because if it wasn't for y'all, he would have never gotten his 17 rebounds yesterday. So if you want to look at the upside of the Pacers game yesterday, which isn't really an upside, Roy Hibbert got a double double, yay. David West got a double double, yay. But you let LeBron post you up like a big boy, and you're too scared to get a foul. As well as nobody was complaining about Shane Battier being dirty this time. I wonder what excuses are going to probably come out of the Pacers' mouth this time after losing Game 3, especially when you treat Indiana like it was Miami Game 1.
Yeah, I really don't. It's funny. Frank Vogel got a lot of heat after Game 1, but obviously Pacers had 2 players in double figures, but there really was a lot of play. It's just weird. It's like I was watching, Paul George in the third quarter, and I'm just like, okay. And then if anything, just keep Indiana is such an inside-out team, but at times you got to get other guys going. And memo to Lance Stevenson: you're not in Coney Island. This is not BornReady.tv. You got to give that rock up.
Yeah, shout out to Brooklyn.
Shout out to Brooklyn. Shout out to Coney Island. The rail splitters. There's a line from He Got Game that I won't repeat because we have a lot of minors listening to this. But you got to give that rock up. But I just and I guess I'm watching, and their 5 is really, it's pretty formidable. But I just you think their bench will have enough to give them an oomph? Will Sam Young, Psycho T, or Mahimi, will that be enough, or will they need more overproduction from their 5?
No, it's not even, well, offensively, no. You're not gonna get a lot. The only person that you're probably gonna get some great offensive work from is probably DJ Augustine, and that's probably with assist. What you need to do is do what you did last game, which is don't worry about the big 3. They're gonna score theirs. Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, LeBron, they're gonna score theirs. Worry about everybody else. If you can play great defense against them, then you're doing okay. Last game, you did exactly that. LeBron got his 36, Chris Bosh got his 17, Dwayne Wade got his 14. But you kept everybody under 10 points. Matter of fact, you kept everybody under 5 except 2 of the bench players, which was Chris Anderson, Birdman, and Ray Allen, which shot 2 threes but was poor from 3-point land, as well as let Miami shoot from 3-point land. Last game they were game 2 they were 7 for 22. This game they didn't even shoot that many threes because they knew that they were more powerful on the inside. So if you're going to play against Miami, don't play LeBron's game, don't play Wade's game, don't play Bosh's game. Play Eric Spoelstra's game, which, by the way, I still don't consider him a coach. I consider him the best, the biggest fan with the best season pass ticket seats in the world. Holla at me when you want to give them up. But you got to play that game of how can I stop Udonis Haslem, which it is unexpected to see this man shoot a whole bunch of jumpers and actually make them, which him the reason why he got 17. But Mario got 14 points. You didn't know about it. You got Chris Anderson scoring 9 because you didn't body him. You got Shane Battier scoring 7. Not big points, but they add up to the point that in the fourth quarter you're giving James Jones and Mike Miller and Joel Anthony and Rashard Lewis minutes on the court. In game two, they weren't even seen. So when you want to beat the Heat, you got to make sure that everybody around the big three has a no-show. It's just like last year. The reason why OKC lost was because Shane Battier was putting up points. Mike Miller was putting up points. Mario Chalmers was putting up points. Norris Cole was putting up points. Get those people to sit down while y'all do what y'all continue to do. Y'all had 96 points. That's good. 96 is good. I would like 100 or more, but 96 is good. But you got to play one great offense because y'all played poor piss offense, as well as the fact of you let Udonis Haslem go off, as well as the fact you're letting Chris Anderson score 9 points on you. I don't like that at all. So that's it.
So if you're Indiana, you wouldn't you look at game 3 and go, hey guys, you know what? All right, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. We're not changing. You wouldn't change it.
Well,
everybody, not any part of the big three, which we'll discuss later. Don't make sure they don't get off. Nothing. You wouldn't change any alteration.
Well, see, with this, I'm not worried because one, we know that the Miami Heat are sore losers. They lost game 1 in the semi-conference finals with Chicago and blew them out the next game like game 1 never happened. Plus, we're in Indiana. I believe the Pacers will win 1 in Indiana. I still believe that it's going to probably end at game 6. But I believe that Indiana will not let Miami punk them on their own home court.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Indiana, they have a lot of I guess if Memphis is grindhouse, maybe, I don't know, Indiana's the second, 2.0. I don't think Miami's going to, curl up in the fetal position, but I just do think, there's some questions they have to address. I don't think it's, they're not out of the woods yet, but, not exactly, they should sleep a little bit uncomfortably tonight, but, as that season goes on, a series goes on, rather, I think it'll be a good one. I actually think it is going to I think it will go to a game 7 because I think if you look around this league, I think Indiana, and maybe weren't really the first to do it, but they've laid out a really good blueprint as to how to combat kind of what the Heat would like to do. And I think you look around the league, I think Chicago's a team that's similar, Memphis obviously, but I think it's like kind of an inside-out team. You have to, it's like, you want to be able to, now it's like, old school football where you want to be able to establish the run. And once you do that, you get the play action pass going. Nowadays it's a little different, but I think the same still applies.